What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys our last NFC 2021-2022 season predictions video, and we will be doing the NFC West predictions, the Seahawks, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Cardinals. Who will be winning the division? Obviously, like I said in the other videos, these are way too early predictions. We will be redoing these, before the season starts, but if you guys are excited for the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps out the channel a bunch, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it, but without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. And let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so high, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started with our NFC West predictions, last division in the NFC here, and there are some question marks surrounding this division. Is Russell Wilson going to get traded before the next year begins? Are the 49ers going to be able to recover from all the injuries they had last year and get back to that Super Bowl team that they were a couple of years ago? Is Mathew Stafford going to help the LA Rams win this division? And now JJ Watt goes to the Cardinals. Are the Cardinals going to make a run in the NFC West? This is by far the best division in football, and this is going to be exciting predictions. As always, these are my way too early predictions for the 2021-2022 season. The draft hasn't happened yet. More trades, more free agency still has to go down before the year starts, so we will be doing these predictions once again before the year starts. But without further ado, let's get into the first team. Okay, so we're going to start things off with the NFC West champions last year and the Seattle Seahawks. I will be making these predictions with Russell Wilson being the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not going to predict a trade in today's video, and I don't know where he would get traded to if he was to get traded, so I'm going to say there is a more likely than not chance that he will be the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks next year. So let's get into the first game. We're going to throw the schedule up on the screen. Obviously, we still don't have the weeks that they're going to be playing this team, so we're just going to have the, the matchups and where they're going to be headed. Okay, so here we go. We got a matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Looks like they're going to Arizona, and for some reason the Seahawks always have some trouble in that stadium. Lost to Arizona in that crazy I think it was a Sunday night game or a Monday night game, but I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday night game. Last year was very exciting, one of the best games of the year. Tyler Lockett had a day that day. That was a great game by him, but I'm going to predict Arizona to win this game in Arizona. That pass rush is going to be good. Chandler Jones is going to be getting back to form. Hopefully JJ Watt obviously is going to be new and brand new to that division and brand new to sack and Russell Wilson. Hopefully he'll be able to make a difference in this game. I'm going to give Arizona the win here. Okay, up next we have the Green Bay Packers, and I think the Packers will win this game against the Seahawks. They have to go to Green Bay. It's not going to happen, especially if it's colder in the season. The Green Bay Packers are going to be one of the best teams next year, and I think they're going to get a win against the Seattle Seahawks. But then they get a game against one of the worst teams in the league. Who is going to be their quarterback next year? It is not going to be Deshaun Watson, I can tell you that for sure. And they will beat the Houston Texans in Houston, and then they will go to another AFC South team in the Indianapolis Colts, who will have Carson Wentz next year, but I do not think they will be able to get it done against the Seattle Seahawks. Who knows what Carson Wentz is going to be? Is he going to come back to form, even like somewhat of his almost MVP level was? Was he going to be like, a decent quarterback, or is he going to be bad? Because the last time we saw him, he was a bad quarterback, and you can say it's the Eagles, you can say it's the organization, or whatever you want to say, but he was not a good quarterback last year at all. So we will have to see. I'm not going to bet on Carson Wentz here. I'm going to bet on Russell Wilson to win this game. So they are 2-2, and I think they're going to split the series against the Rams. So we are going to give them the L in Los Angeles. When we get to that game again in a little bit, we will give them the win in Seattle. So they'll be 3-3 to start, but right now 3-2. They're going to go to Minnesota, and they are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. So right now the Seahawks are 3-3, 6 games into the season. We have the San Francisco 49ers, a team that had some battles with Seattle 2 years ago when the team was full health. Obviously they have a lot of pieces that came off that defensive side of the ball in San Francisco. They left in free agency, injuries, people just left the team. So I don't know what 49ers team we're going to be getting next year. So I'm going to give Seattle a win here, even in San Francisco. Are they going to have Jimmy Garoppolo? If they get a better quarterback, maybe they win this game. Their run game is still pretty good, and Kyle Shanahan is a very good coach. But I'm going to give Seattle the win here, and I'm going to give Seattle the win against Arizona at home, and give the Rams. And give Seattle a win against the Rams at home as well. So they go on a nice 4-game win streak. They are 6-3, 9 weeks into the season. Give them another win against the 49ers. I see a sweep in their future for Seattle against the 49ers. I apologize, 49ers fans. You will get wins, but I don't think it's going to be against the Seattle team next year. If Russell Wilson's the quarterback, he wants revenge next year. He wants to win this division. He wants to play for a Super Bowl, and I hope the Seattle is going to make some changes which is what I'm betting on them here right now because they are 7-3, 10 weeks into the season. Okay, 6 games left, and we have Seattle going, not Seattle going to, we have Chicago coming to Seattle, and that is going to be a win for the Seahawks as well. They will also beat the Lions. We don't have to say anything there. Lions are going to be one of the worst teams next year. They will be having Jared Goff. They'll probably lose Kenny Galladay. They'll probably lose Marvin Jones. They're not going to have any receivers. DeAndre Swift's good, but what do they really have there in Detroit? Going to be one of the worst teams next year. I'm giving them a win against the Detroit Lions. They will be 9-3. Then they're going to get a Jacksonville Jaguars team with Trevor Lawrence. They should win this game as well. You know, Lawrence is probably going to be very good next year, but that team is still, you know, ways away from being a good team. So they're going to beat the Jaguars in Seattle, be 10-3. I'm giving them a loss against the Tennessee Titans. They can't stop the run too well there in Seattle, and I think Derrick Henry's going to have a day against them. Even though it's going to be in Seattle, I'm giving them a loss against the Tennessee Titans here. I'm going to give them a win against the Saints because I don't know if Drew Brees is going to be back. I think it's probably going to be Jameis Winston quarterback in that team next year, and I trust Russell Wilson in a shootout against Jameis Winston. Maybe you can make him make some mistakes and pick up that win against New Orleans, and you will beat the Washington football team. This site that I take the schedules from still says they're the Redskins, but obviously they're the Washington football team. So Seattle will have an overall record of 12-4. That is going to be tough to beat. Who is going to win this division? Let's move on to the next team. Okay, everyone, we have the Los Angeles Rams up next, and this team has some question marks. Matthew Stafford, wasting his career so far in Detroit. Make that trade. Blockbuster, Jared Goff, and some first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. Now Matthew Stafford's coming to a team with a top 2, top 1 defense probably in the NFL. You got some weapons. You got Robert Wood. You got Cooper Kupp. Tyler Higbee's a pretty suitable tight end. You got the weapons you need. Now, is he going to make some plays? Is he going to go and win this division, go to the playoffs, and lead this team to the promised land? Honestly, I think this team's going to be very good next year. And 12-4, we just picked Seattle, but let's see what the Rams got. So we start off with the Cardinals. They're going to Arizona, and I think they beat the Cardinals here. I think that their defense is going to be too much for Kyler Murray, and I think Matthew Stafford's going to make those plays. You know, in Arizona, they did actually beat Arizona in Arizona last year with Jared Goff, and they couldn't get the Rams offense off the field. So now with Matthew Stafford, a better quarterback, and Cam Akers is going to be another year into the league, more experience, he's going to run all over them, and I think this is going to be a very good team. I'm giving them a win against the Cardinals here, and I picked them to beat the Packers. If you guys saw my NFC North video, I am picking the Rams to go to Green Bay, and Matthew Stafford's like, yo, Aaron Rodgers, I got a good team this time around. I'm not in Detroit anymore. I'm on LA, and you got Aaron Donald coming at you, and then I'm going to put some points up on you, and I'm getting this win. So I'm picking the Rams to beat Green Bay as well. You got them going to Houston, obviously. I'm picking probably all 4 of these NFC West teams to beat this Houston Texans team. They're going to be very bad next year without Deshaun Watson and no picks basically in the draft this year. So they're 3-0 to start. They're beating the Colts as well. They're 4-0 to start. They are sweeping the Arizona Cardinals, and they are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, so the Rams are 6-0 to start this year off. They got to be 12-4 in Seattle, and they're looking good pretty to do it so far. Obviously, I have them splitting with Seattle, so they're going to win that one when they come to LA. So they're going to get the win against Seattle. 7-0 so far. They're beating the Bears. They have a better defense than the Bears, and they have a better offense than the Bears. Enough said. 8-0. Lions, Matthew Stafford against Jared Goff going, actually looks like they're coming to SoFi. He's not going back to Detroit. Easy win. One of the worst teams in the league. 9-0. Win against the Jaguars as well. Like I said, they're a few years away. Trevor Lawrence is going to be good, but it's not going to be enough to beat them. They're going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow, I did not even look at this schedule, but the Rams are 10-0. This is crazy. Okay, so the Rams are 10-0 to start the season. It's looking crazy right now, you know, in LA. It looks like they're going to run away with this division. They got to be 12-4, and they're 10-0. There's no way they're losing, 4 of the next 6 games, so we'll see what they got. Now they have the Titans coming to SoFi, and you have Derrick Henry, obviously one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best. But I think that Rams defensive line could put a stop to that run game, and if you could put a stop to the Titans run game, Ryan Tannehill's a good quarterback, but he's way more effective when you get the play action going and when Derrick Henry's having a good game. So I'm giving them the win against the Titans, and now this is where I'm going to give them their first loss. They're finally going to lose. They're not going to go undefeated. They will lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm picking to probably be the #1 seed next year in the NFC. So I'm giving them a loss even in SoFi. Tampa Bay's coming to them, and they're going to beat them, get revenge on them from last year because they did go to Tampa Bay, the Rams, and beat Tampa Bay. But this time it's going to be a different game, and Tampa Bay's going to get this W against the Rams. So the Rams are 11-1 going into the 13th week. Okay, we got 4 games left on the Rams schedule right now. 11-1. They got to be 12-4 to take the division from Seattle. So I'm giving them the win against the Vikings. That is going to make them 12-1. 3 games to go. They're going to get an easy win against the New York Giants. Daniel Jones, a turnover machine. Aaron Donald's going to have a field day with him. A couple forced fumbles probably. Daniel Jones is going to be living in a nightmare in that game, but they're not getting that win. So that's going to be 13-1 for the Rams. I think they're going to lose the next 2 games, though. I see them splitting with the 49ers. I see them splitting with Seattle. When you have to go to San Francisco, you have to go to Seattle. So I'm going to give the Rams a 13-3 record, but that's good enough for number 1 in the division so far. Okay, up next, we have the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, J.J. Watt, and DeAndre Hopkins. We got the Texans 2.0 in the NFC West division. Are they going to be able to take second place from Seattle, first place from L.A., or are they going to be in third place? This division is stacked, like I said before, so let's see what they got. I said they're going to get swept by the L.A. Rams, so that's a loss to start the schedule, and then you have them going up against the 49ers, and I think they'll split with the 49ers this year, so I think they're going to get a win here in Glendale and go 1-1. I think they're going to split with Seattle like we went over already, so that is 2-1 for the Arizona Cardinals to start. They will lose to the Green Bay Packers even at home, and they will win against the Minnesota Vikings. I think that'll be an offensive shootout, and I think J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones will get enough done on the defensive side of the ball to force some turnovers, and Kirk Cousins stop Dalvin Cook a little bit and make them 3-2 to start off the season. Like I said, I'm picking the whole NFC West division against the Houston Texans. They are losing every single game against these teams, so it's going to be 4-2 for the Arizona Cardinals to start. Okay, up next, we have the Indianapolis Colts coming to Glendale, Arizona, and I am picking the Colts to beat the Arizona Cardinals, make the Cardinals 4-3. I think that Colts defense will get enough done for Carson Wentz to just game manage this one, put up a couple points, and get away with a close game win there in Arizona. Then you have them going up against Carolina Panthers, and I have the Panthers again being one of the worst teams in the division, the league next year. I would say probably like a bottom 5 team, especially if they start the season with Bridgewater. He just did not play very good last year for them, but they do get McCaffrey back. He's always going to be a stud, and they do have good wide receivers, a young defense. You don't know what to expect from them, but I think Arizona is going to be a good enough team to get a win there. And you have them going up against the Chicago Bears, and a good defense there in Chicago, as always, a top 10 defense. So it's going to be tough for Kyler Murray. They're not going to have a great game, and they do have to go to Chicago for this one. I'm kind of not sure who I really want to pick with here. This could be like a 50-50 game, to be honest. I'm not sure who the quarterback's going to be yet. I know Chicago is looking to get Deshaun Watson. As I'm recording this video right now, they're like the front runners to get him. And if they get Deshaun Watson, this will be a win for the Bears. But right now, I'll give it to Arizona, make them 6-3, and then they will lose to the Cowboys in Dallas after blowing them out last year in Dallas. I think the Cowboys are going to get their revenge with Dak Prescott, make the Cardinals 6-4. We're picking everybody against the Detroit Lions as well in the NFC West. So the NFC West is getting a free win against Detroit and getting a free win against Houston. So that's 2 free wins for all of them. So that's pretty nice when it comes to wild card seedings and stuff like that. So they're going to get a win against Detroit. And what does that make? I think that makes them 7-4 on the season overall. But I'm giving them a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know everybody who's a Cardinals fan is probably going to scream at me for that one, say, how the hell are you going to pick the Jaguars to beat the Cardinals? They're a way better team. Trevor Lawrence, I feel like, just is going to win a game somewhere, and I think it'll probably be this one against 4 NFC West teams. I think he'll win this game for some reason. I just have a feeling. Like I said, don't have any backup research on that. It's just a gut feeling. We'll get more in depth into it as we make our predictions down the road before the season starts. Okay, so 7-5 with 4 games left, so a pretty good season so far, but they have a tough last 4 games. I said they're going to lose to the Rams here, become 7-6, split with the 49ers, split with the Seahawks, so that is 7-8 just as quickly as that. If they beat the Jaguars, that would be 8-7, which could happen. They could win that game. They could win the Colts game as well. They could win what other game? They could win the Dallas game as well. So it's going to be a lot of 50-50 games coming down to the wire, I feel, for the Arizona Cardinals. But if I had to pick them right now, I'm going to pick them at 7-8, and I'm going to pick them to win against the Tennessee Titans to end the season, become an 8-8 team. I think they're a good enough team to get that win in Tennessee. Derrick Henry will probably have a good game against them, but I'm going to give them a win, make them 8-8 overall. Let's see if that's good for 3rd or 4th place in the division. Okay, last but not least, we got the San Francisco 49ers. How are they going to do in the NFC West division? They're getting Nick Bosa back. They're getting George Kittle fully healthy. They're going to get, hopefully, Jimmy Garoppolo back. I think that's going to be their starting QB. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please do me a favor and drop a like on the video. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers. So if you guys can help me out with that, that would be awesome. But let's get into their schedule. Okay, right off the bat, they're going to Arizona, and I already picked Arizona to win this game in Glendale, Arizona, so they're going to get a loss to start off here, 0-1. I'm going to pick them to beat the Bears because it's really good defense against good defense, and I think the 49ers is better. I think the 49ers offense is better. You got Kittle, you got Debo, you got Raheem Mostert, so I think they're going to win this game. I'm going to pick them to win against the Detroit Lions. Everybody's going to win against the Lions. I'm picking them to beat the Jaguars because their defense is going to be really, really good. I think it's better than the Cardinals defense, the 49ers I'm talking about, so I think they'll give Trevor Lawrence enough trouble to make him lose this game. So they're going to be 3-1 to start the season. Okay, I also have them splitting with the Rams. So obviously they're going to get a loss here in LA, but they'll get the win back later when they come to San Francisco. So we'll get to that. I think they're going to beat the Eagles pretty easily. Jalen Hurts and that offense, they don't have a lot of studs there. So I think the San Francisco 49ers defense will get enough done for Jimmy Garoppolo to game manage, let Raheem Mostert run the ball, let whoever else is running the ball there in San Francisco next year to do it. Kyle Shanahan will dial up the run plays. He'll game manage and they'll be good. So that's 4-2 to start the season. And you got the win against Arizona and the win against the Rams in those two splits to make yourself 6-2. But now you got Seattle, who I picked them to lose both games. So that's Seattle loss when they come to San Francisco. We'll get to the other Seattle game when we get there. But they're losing to the Packers. You know, the Packers are going to be one of the top teams next year. And the 49ers usually have their number when they're at full strength. But this is not going to be the year for them. They will lose to the Green Bay Packers and start off 6-4 with 6 games left. They are a better team than the Minnesota Vikings. They will be able to beat the Vikings as well. So I'm predicting the 49ers to win this one. Start off 7-4, and obviously everybody's getting a win against the Houston Texans next year. So the 49ers 8-4, so a very good season after, you know, finishing third, I think, last year in the division, or was it fourth? They might have been fourth, actually. I think they came in last place. So they do get an advantage because they play all the last place NFC team, so that is an advantage for their schedule wise. So they are 8-4 to start off, but they will lose to the Colts. Carson Wentz again is going to get enough done on the defensive side from his team that he's going to be able to game manage this one. It's a really good defense against a really good defense and two decent quarterbacks. It's really going to be who can run the ball better, who can game manage better, who's going to make like 1 or 2 plays on offense to win this game. And I think it's going to be the Colts make the 49ers 8-5, and they will beat the Falcons as well. Matt Ryan is going to be seeing, he's going to be living in a nightmare as well, like I said, with Daniel Jones when he sees Nick Bosa coming at him. Julio's getting older. Calvin really is a beast, but I don't think they're going to get this win against the 49ers, so I'm picking the 49ers to win this game, so they're 9-5 with 2 games left. Like I said earlier, the Seahawks and the 49ers, the Seahawks are going to sweep the 49ers, so they're going to be 9-6 to, you know, go into this last game here, so this is probably going to be a playoff game for them. If it happened to be the last week of the season, it's probably not going to be when they go up against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, and this is a toss-up game. I really don't know what to pick here. Since it's in Tennessee, I feel like I'm going to give the edge to the Titans here. I feel like Derrick Henry will get a good game here, and if he does, you know, you're gonna have to make Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball, and can he really do that? We'll have to see. He could make some throws here and there, but I think Tennessee's gonna get enough done to win this game if they get a pass rush. We'll see. I'm picking the Titans just off gut feeling here. 49ers fans, you might be mad about that. And I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to pick the Titans to, you know, get a win against one of these NFC West teams. I think I've picked against them every team so far. So I'm picking them to get the win, and I'm giving the overall record to the San Francisco 49ers 9-7, good for third in the division. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for all of the NFC West teams for the 2021-2022 season. My early predictions, obviously, we are going to do these predictions again. If I picked your team to not win as many games as you thought, please do not dislike the video. Please do not hate me in the comments. It's completely okay. I am not a professional picker when it comes to these games. I make mistakes. I have wrong opinions. It happens. We're human. And we will be doing these predictions again, like I said, after the draft, after free agency's done, and after all these trades go down. We will do these again before the season starts to make more accurate predictions. But right now, this is what I feel like will happen. So if you guys did enjoy the video, please do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Try and hit 700 subscribers like we said. But before I end here, let's recap the standings for the NFC West. So in last place, with still a good record, if they extend the playoffs, you know, maybe 7 or 8 teams, they keep it at 7, extend it to 8. The Arizona Cardinals, be tough to sneak in, but maybe at 8-8. You never know what the NFC will look like next year, but I'm having them in 4th place at 8-8. In 3rd place, I feel like the 49ers will be a playoff team if there is 8, you know, teams going to the playoffs next year. If they're 7, then they will definitely be in at 9-7. I'm picking the 49ers to get in 3rd place. We have the Seahawks at 12-4, a very, very good record, would probably win half the divisions in the NFC, but it is good for 2nd place here in the NFC West. And in first place. You have the new Matthew Stafford-led team in the Los Angeles Rams, a top 2, top 1 defense, and I feel like a very underrated quarterback who's looking for a mission next year, and he is going to go on a revenge tour, say, I am a good quarterback in this league. I'm going to take this team to the playoffs, and we are going to be Super Bowl contenders. So the Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy the video, please do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on my social medias, which are on the screen. If you feel like I had some bad takes or good takes, let me know on Twitter. Yell at me or tell me I did a good job there on Twitter. We'll talk football all the time, and new videos coming out on the channel. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.